Once upon a time, in a far-off land where the snow sparkled like a blanket of diamonds, lived a little penguin named Pingu. Pingu was a happy little penguin with fluffy grey feathers and the biggest, brightest eyes you've ever seen. He loved to slide down snowy hills on his belly, build tall snow penguins with his friends, and listen to his grandpa's stories by the warm fire. But there was one thing Pingu didn't like about his home: the long, cold winter. The days grew short, the wind howled like a lonely wolf, and the sun seemed to hide behind grey clouds for weeks on end. The world outside turned into a sea of white and grey, and Pingu started to feel a little bit grey inside too. One evening, as Pingu was waddling home, he saw a tiny flickering light near an icy rock. He had never seen anything like it before. It wasn't a star, and it wasn't the moon. Curious, he waddled closer. There, shivering on the snow, was a tiny firefly. Her name was Flicker, and her light was very, very dim. "Hello," Pingu said softly, not wanting to scare her. "Are you lost? It's awfully cold for a little firefly out here." Flicker blinked her tiny light. I am," she whispered. "My family flew south for the winter, but my light isn't strong enough for the long journey. I got left behind, and now I'm so cold my glow is fading." Pink's heart felt a pang of sadness for the little firefly. He knew what it was like to feel cold and lonely. He looked at Flicker's fading light and had an idea. A big, wonderful, Pingu-sized idea. "Don't you worry," he said with a determined chirp. "I'll help you. I'll keep you warm until your light is bright again." Pingu gently scooped Flicker onto his soft, downy feathers. He cupped his flippers around her, creating a tiny, warm cave. Flicker snuggled in, feeling the warmth from Ping's body. Her little light, which had been just a speck, began to pulse a little brighter. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Pingu took Flicker back to his family's igloo. "Look what I found," he announced. His parents were surprised to see a firefly in the middle of winter. "She was cold and alone," Pingu explained. "I'm going to take care of her." His parents, seeing the kindness in Pingu's eyes, agreed. So Flicker became Pingu's special winter friend. Every day, Pingu made sure Flicker was warm. He would carry her in a cozy pouch he made from soft moss, keeping her close to his heart as he played outside. When he slid down the hills, Flicker's tiny light would jiggle with laughter. When he built snow penguins, he would place Flicker on top like a glowing beacon. At night, Pingu would tell Flicker stories his grandpa had told him, stories of brave penguins, sunny beaches, and colorful fish. And as he told the stories, Flicker's light would grow brighter and brighter, shining with warmth and happiness. Her light was no longer a dim speck. It was a beautiful golden glow that filled their igloo with a gentle, comforting light. The other penguin children were amazed. They had never seen a firefly's light up close. They would gather around Pingu and Flicker, their faces lit by her warm glow. Pingu would share Flicker's warmth, letting his friends gently hold her in their flippers. Flicker's light seemed to chase away the winter chill, not just from the air, but from their hearts. One day, Ping's best friend, Percy, came to him looking very sad. "My little sister, Polly, is scared of the dark." Percy sighed. "The winter nights are so long, and she can't sleep." Pingu looked at Flicker, who was shining brightly on his shoulder. He knew just what to do. That evening, Pingu and Flicker visited Polly's igloo. At first, Polly was huddled under her blanket, whimpering. But then Flicker began to glow. She danced in the air, creating sparkling patterns on the icy walls. Her light was soft and gentle, not scary at all. Polly peeked out from her blanket, her eyes wide with wonder. She watched Flicker's gentle dance until her eyelids grew heavy and she drifted off to sleep with a happy smile on her face. Flicker had not only found warmth, she was now sharing her light and warmth with everyone. The long winter didn't seem so long anymore. The days were filled with Pingu and his friends playing in the snow, their laughter echoing across the ice, with Flicker's light always there, a tiny sun in their winter world. The nights were no longer dark and scary, but filled with the cozy glow from the little firefly. As the weeks passed, Pingu noticed something changing. The days started to get a little longer. The sun peeked out from behind the clouds more often, and its rays felt a little warmer. Spring was on its way. Flicker noticed it too. Her light was now incredibly bright and strong, a brilliant beacon of gold. She could feel a new energy buzzing within her. She knew it would soon be time for her to find her family. One sunny afternoon, a gentle breeze blew in from the south. Carried on that breeze was a faint, familiar blinking. Another firefly, and then another, and another. Flicker's family was returning. Flicker buzzed with excitement. She flew up from Ping's shoulder, her light shining like a star to guide them. Her family saw her brilliant glow and flew straight to her, their lights blinking in a joyful reunion. It was a bittersweet moment for Ping. He was so happy for Flicker, but he knew he would miss his tiny, glowing friend. Flicker flew down and landed on Ping's beak, giving him a gentle, warm nuzzle. "Thank you, Pingu," she buzzed softly. "You saved me. You shared your warmth when I had none, and because of you, my light is stronger than ever. I will never forget you." Pingu felt a tear freeze on his cheek. "I'll never forget you either, Flicker," he said. "You brought light to our winter." With a final, brilliant flash, Flicker and her family flew up into the sky, creating a sparkling river of light against the setting sun. Pingu and all his friends watched until the very last speck of light disappeared. The winter was over, but it was a winter none of the penguins would ever forget. It was the winter that a little penguin's kindness warmed a tiny firefly, and in return, that little firefly warmed the hearts of an entire village. From that day on, whenever the days grew short and the winter winds began to blow, Pingu would look out at the snow and smile. He knew that even in the coldest, darkest of times, a little bit of kindness could create a light bright enough to warm the entire world. coldest, and he couldn't wait for winter to come again, hoping he might see a tiny, familiar spark in the snow. Thanks for watching our story today. If you loved Pingu and Flicker's adventure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories. See you next time.